All right, everybody, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and get ready because we are going deep today
Ew.
into the wild world of Pennsylvania, mail-in ballots, and the Supreme Court.
Yeah, this is a fascinating case.
This is one of those where I feel like everybody remembers back in like 2020 and all the hubbub about mail-in ballots.
Yeah.
Well, this case kind of gets into the nitty-gritty of how one state in particular has been grappling with this.
Mhm.
And it went all the way up to the Supreme Court.
Exactly. And it really shows how something that seems like a small procedural detail can have a big impact.
Yeah, so Pennsylvania, it's a swing state,
Always a close one.
always a close one. And they have this law that requires mail-in ballots to be put inside not one,
Not one,
but two envelopes.
two envelopes.
And so you've got this outer envelope,
Right, the declaration envelope,
and you've got this inner envelope,
the secrecy envelope.
right? Keeps it all nice.
Anonymous, exactly.
Make sure no one knows who you voted for. Exactly. So if you miss that inner envelope, your ballot gets chucked out.
Naked ballot.
Naked ballot.
They call it a naked ballot.
It's out there for the world to see.
Right. Well, not really, but it's not properly.
Not properly submitted.
Submitted, yeah.
And then you've got to go and cast a provisional ballot on Election Day.
Right, like a backup.
A backup. Yeah.
Right.
And it's just such a mess.
It really adds another layer of complexity to the process.
So in the primary, they had thousands of these naked ballots rejected.
Thousands.
And so, of course, it went to court.
Naturally.
Went all the way up
All the way to the top.
to the Supreme Court and the Republican National Committee. They argued that provisional ballots,
Right. The backups.
the backups, cast by voters who had their naked mail-in ballots rejected,
Yeah.
shouldn't be counted.
Yeah. They were saying, look, these voters, they already had their chance.
They have their shot.
They messed up.
You snooze, you lose.
That was basically their argument.
Yeah. And so the Supreme Court,
Well, they took a look at it.
they did.
and they said, nope, not buying it.
we're counting those provisional ballots,
Yeah. They upheld the state court's decision.
which I imagine was a pretty big deal for
Oh, huge win for voters' rights.
voters' rights. Yeah,
Yeah.
because otherwise it's like, well, what is the point of a provisional ballot?
Exactly. It's supposed to be a safety net, right?
Right. So it really reinforces the idea that, look,
We want to make sure every eligible voter
gets their voice heard.
has a chance to participate.
Exactly. And we're talking about a lot of people here.
Yeah, over 1.6 million Pennsylvanians voted by mail in this election.
Wow.
And it wasn't just a handful of naked ballots. About 9,000 people messed up the envelopes, the signatures, the dates.
You've got one job, people, two envelopes.
It's really interesting, though, because it kind of makes you wonder,
Well, yeah, is it the voters' fault?
are the instructions clear enough?
Or is this just confusing?
Right. Is the system itself user-friendly?
Right. Because, I mean, I've seen those ballots. They can be a little,
Intimidating, yeah.
with all the different sections and the little boxes, the tiny little check marks.
And the warnings about stray marks.
Oh, yeah.
They can definitely be overwhelming.
So, I mean, did the Supreme Court kind of address this in their...
They did touch upon the importance of provisional ballots being a failsafe.
So they kind of recognized
They acknowledged that there could be confusion
that the system's not perfect.
and that voters shouldn't be penalized for minor errors or unclear instructions.
So this decision, it sounds like, could have implications beyond just Pennsylvania.
Oh, absolutely. It could set a precedent for other states dealing with similar challenges.
So we could see this playing out all over the country.
Potentially. Yeah, and it really highlights the importance of clear, consistent rules for mail-in voting.
But there's another twist.
Oh, there's always another twist.
In a separate ruling,
Separate but related.
the state court decided not to count mail-in ballots with missing or incorrect dates.
So even if you got the envelopes right,
You can still be out of luck,
if you messed up the date,
which seems a little harsh. Like, come on.
it does raise questions about, what's the real purpose of that date?
Right. Is it just to make sure it's submitted on time?
Is it about verifying the voter's eligibility?
Or is it just another technicality?
Right, one that could disenfranchise voters.
So what does this all mean for the future of mail-in voting?
Well, I think we're going to see a lot more legal challenges,
Of course, because it's a hot-button issue.
especially in close elections.
Right, where every vote counts.
Exactly, and I think it also underscores the need for really robust voter education initiatives
Yes. So people know what they're doing.
because the rules are complex.
And the stakes are high.
Absolutely, this is about our democracy.
So to all our viewers, especially those in Pennsylvania, pay attention to those ballot instructions.
Read them carefully, folks.
Your vote is your voice.
Don't let a missing envelope or a wrong date silence you.
And for everyone else out there, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, hit that like button, and let us know your thoughts in the comments.
We'll be back with more deep dives soon.
Unpacking all the complexities of the world, one issue at a time.